take a moment to consider the objects in the room around you. Now, move your attention to the space between the objects. You see, the objects are continuously pulling our attention away from the space, yet it is the space that holds the objects. It is actually the space that allows for the very existence of the objects. Without space, there can be no stars. Without silence, what will hold the sounds? The nothingness of space exists everywhere, and it is clear that space is the realm of cause and object the realm of effect. Yet it seems that the mind is totally uninterested in space. We are so preoccupied with the tangible that we've actually lost interest in the intangible, and we're always chasing what the eye can see because it is known, because it is familiar. Space, on the other hand, is totally unfamiliar. It's this great big mystery, and this unknown void has actually become rather uncomfortable, and so we endeavor to fill it. We endeavor to fill it with objects. We feel an urge to fill the gaps in conversation, to fill the gaps between romantic relationships. We rush from one activity to the next, and we compulsively fill the mind with a constant stream of thinking. The egoic mind is hugely threatened by space because in moments of thoughtlessness, there is no ego, it cannot exist. The human body consists of empty atoms with a huge distance of space between them. If all the atoms that comprise your body were compressed into the smallest possible space, they would amount to the size of a pinhead. So physically, you are predominantly space, and in essence, you are space. The spiritual self is not of the dimension of form or objects. It is of the dimension of formlessness, of space. So, when we turn our attention to space, we can better realize a deeper sense of self. Just as the expanse of the space in the night sky allows for the existence of stars, the vastness of your spiritual self allows for the very existence of your human self. Every thought, every impulse, every sensation, every perception, every desire, every feeling, behind it all, space, still, empty, silent space. Our essential nature. And this vast spaciousness within is always there in the background as we go about our daily experiences as a human being. Just as behind every star we find the infinite universe in which it dwells. Yet many of us will go an entire lifetime only identified with the human form. When we solely identify with the form or the object, then we actually remain trapped in the physical world. We remain trapped in this smaller sense of self, in the ego. Yet each and every one of us is capable of realizing the infinite self, that vast space in the background of it all. The spiritual awakening process gradually brings this background space into the foreground of our reality, and with it comes a stillness that emanates a subtle yet deep peace within. This is the peace of God, a remembrance of unity with all that is. Finding moments of space brings us balance. It brings us back into alignment with our essential nature. What is your relationship to space, and how can you craft more space into your life? Firstly, we can be mindful of continuously chasing a form through acquiring more things to own, more emotional highs, and more reasons to be busy. We can be more mindful of crafting space within so that we may be more empty. We can heal the pain that we carry. We can let go of the fixed beliefs and step out of compulsive thinking through coming back to the present moment and gradually expanding the space between our thoughts. Through practicing presence, we're actually crafting this inner spaciousness within that graces us with the opportunity to observe the objects within our awareness. So we can observe our thoughts, our emotions, our feelings, our sense perceptions. And we're kind of just observing the human avatar as it navigates the world. So it's within this inner spaciousness that we can then just simply watch thoughts, feelings, etc. arise and subside within our awareness. And we can just allow them to simply be there. This place of allowing is totally liberating. Thoughts and feelings suddenly lose their heaviness as they are not as solid as we once considered them to be. Suddenly they become like passing ships in the night, sporadic stars in the sky, energy within consciousness itself. Just like all objects, they will come and go, but what remains constant is the formless space, our spiritual essence. Free from identification with the finite sense of self, we can play in the dance of creation without the attachment that brings about our suffering. Learning to embrace life this way, exactly how it is from moment to moment, it truly brings a freedom like no other. So the bigger picture to all of this, to this life and this body that we find ourselves in, the bigger picture can actually be recognized through acknowledging the space. And so boldly face the illusory fear of the unknown and surrender in to spaciousness. Thank you so much for watching this video. My name's Jasmine. If you like this kind of content, please like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Bye 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 bye.